Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another episode on the Falcon YouTube channel. Hope everybody is doing well wherever you are in the world. Ready for such a big year ahead, 2021. I can't believe how quick last year went, as I'm sure you could all agree. It went by very fast and there was so many interesting times, so many curveballs thrown away, but more importantly, what did we learn from that? What did we learn from 2020 to make sure 2021 is going to get off to the best possible start? So we have so many exciting things to look forward to for 2021, especially for the channel. We're going to be documenting a lot of things. We've got some new series coming, which you're going to get a really deep insight into the success for so many of our students. So we'll get into that, but something I really want to talk about is setting yourself up for success in 2021. If you're a trader, what are the key things that you need to look out for? Now, throughout the channel, we've covered lots of different things, and I was really thinking about what would be the most important things to get people primed and ready for 2021. And it really comes down to these three things that I want to briefly touch on before I get into some more updates as to what's to come for the Falcon channel. So first one that I want to talk about is your routines. Now, throughout 2020, some of you might have been thrown some curveballs and you've tweaked your routine. Let me know in the comments, by the way, how you've kind of found getting your morning routines, evening routines. But when I really think about it and I think about the most successful students that we've had and what has pushed people to the most progression is their routines. Because if you don't have a solid routine when you're in the markets, you don't have a solid routine in the morning of how you actually get to the charts, how you're planning your trades, you're all over the place. And when you're all over your place, you're scattered. So really start to think about, in 2021, how do you want to make sure and ensure that your routine is the best possible? Now that can consist of your morning and evening routine. I highly recommend, if you're a trader and you're coming to the channel for the first time, this is the first video you've watched or one of the first videos, your routines are going to be one of the most important things because that keeps you in the game consistently, because then you don't have to think about things. You just consistently show up when you need to show up and do the things that you need to do. So make sure you've really got that routine dialed in. And whether that be, for example, 15 minutes of forecasting in the morning, so then you know, right, what are the top 2 or top 3 opportunities that I need to be looking out for throughout the day? And is there anything on the markets that presents something that meets my plan? Tick, done. Is it meditation included in that as well? Is there any content that you need to be learning? Is there a book that you need to be reading? Routines are the pillar and the core of what's going to help you longer term. Now that's just the morning part, but the evening part is just as important. You want to be planning your day ahead the night before. The morning routine starts the night before. Now, depending on what time zone you're in, whether you trade the Asian session or not, typically we trade a London session and US session. However, there are opportunities that sometimes do stay up. I'm a night owl myself, so I tend to be up quite late anyway. So sometimes we take advantage of those opportunities on the yen pairs. But more to the point, you want to make sure that you are planning your morning the night before and getting really clear on that. So when you wake up in the morning, you're not thinking about, is there a trade today? What do I need to look out for? You've already planned that in advance, and that's going to set you up for success for 2021 because you'll just be so much clearer and calmer about your day and how you're trading in the markets, which is really crucial. So that's one part that I really want you to think about if you haven't already. For those of you that have got solid routines in place, let us know in the comments. I would love to know, what did you tweak from last year? What did you like? What didn't you like that you got rid of? Let me know in the comments. Secondly, accountability. Now, accountability is going to be key for you. Why is that? Because you can have the best system in the world, you can have the best process in the world, but if there's no accountability, you won't go as far as what you can. Now, one of the most dangerous things that we can forget is our untapped potential. So if you're not tapping into that potential, then you're just leaving it all on the table. There could be so much more for you to succeed. And you find that a lot of people don't achieve that because of lack of accountability. So of course, you can go far by yourself. You can do whatever you want. You don't need to be in a community. You don't need to be educated. You could learn as many things by yourself on your own. Of course, that is possible. How long it will take you and all the things that you have to go through, you know, that's your own journey. That remains to be seen. But when you're accountable around people that are on the same pathway, same mission, and that they're doing similar things to you, i.e. learning the same strategy or trading the way that you're trading, and you've got accountability there, that is going to help you so much more. And accountability in life in general, even if it's not the same strategy, that you have accountability, you have people around you that genuinely care whether you do well or not. If you don't have that, it's easy for us to go into default mode. Now, as humans, and I'm guilty of this as well, it happens. Sometimes we go into default mode, we can get a little bit lazy, you know, we want to sleep in for a little bit longer, or we don't feel like doing something. And you know what? Sometimes your routine goes out of whack a little bit. It happens. Now, the key thing here is when you're accountable, I'm around lots of people that That's very, very unlikely to happen, because it would be maybe a 1 hour period where I would be on the phone or communicating with my team or talking to people surrounded in my inner circle, where it's very difficult for me to fall out of that sharpness. Because why? I'm surrounded by like-minded people that are going to push me as well as I'm going to push them to do well. So I've got accountability there, and I've got accountability check-ins. So I'm essentially, the title of this video, setting yourself up for success. How do you set yourself up for success in 2021? These are going to be key things. Your routines, morning and evening, I cannot stress enough, are going to be the pillar, the core of what helps you succeed throughout this year. Secondly, accountability. Accountability is going to take that to a whole new level, because now you've got accountability to your routines, and that is going to push you so much more and be more intentional behind everything that you're doing. So that's really, really important, guys. So those are the first two things. The last thing that I want to talk about is a scalable mindset, and this links to a lot of things that you're doing and what I'm just about to speak about with exciting things for Falcon. So we talk about, your mindset needs to scale before your account does, for very good reasons. When you're trading larger sums of money, or when you're handling larger capital, the thought process is very different. Now, you've probably been sold on the idea before that if you can make 5% on £1,000 or 10% or 20% on £1,000, you can just go and make it on $1 million. Yeah, I wish that would be true, but the reality of the situation is that it doesn't work like that, because the simple fact is this: if you don't feel worthy of trading £1 million or $500,000, or let's say even just go low six figures, right? Let's talk about 100K. If you don't feel worthy of trading 100K, but you can make 20% a month on £1,000, and you've not dealt with these insecurities of yours where you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not worthy of success, and you have all these insecurities that you've not got to the root and dealt with or even pushed past them, what's the chances that you've got 100K under management, you're trading that, and those little thought patterns that go into your mind, that inner chatter, that inner dialogue that says, oh, well, maybe you're not ready for this, or maybe you're not good enough. Do you think you're just going to start making 20% a month? It doesn't work like that, which is why the carrot gets dangled to us as to, right, you can have this amount in this short period of time, and you can trade this, but the reality of the situation, most people are not ready, right? So it's really important that everything that you're doing right now, you're approaching it with a scalable mindset. What good habits are you building in your trading that is going to enable you to trade larger capital? Because essentially, that's the most important part of trading. You don't get into trading to make the biggest return. That is a myth, right? You do not get into trading to make the biggest return. That is the amateur move. You get into trading to trade in a way that suits you as an individual, and every single one of you is different, your lifestyle. You might have kids, you might not have kids. You might have another business, you might not have another business. So what you've got to think about is that you need to trade in a way that is fully in congruency with who you want to be as a person. Now, I don't mean who you want to be as a person in the next 6 months driving a Lambo. I mean, who do you want to be as a person for the next 5, 10, 15 years to come? And how do you want to trade? Do you want to be stuck to, I'm looking at Euro Yen at the moment right now. This is one of the main things that we're looking at for our entry. But do you want to be glued to the screen and wanting to be there all the time? Because I know I didn't. I traded for freedom. So for myself, I'm looking at one opportunity today. If I get the entry on Euro Yen, I'll take it. If not, I won't. It's really that simple. But that is about approaching things with a scalable mindset, which is why I talk about it in the community so much. It's so, so important. And more in particular this year. So the next part that I want to talk about is what is to come. So I'm going to do a full video on this, and you've probably seen on our social media and all these things, but we have announced Falcon Funding. So I'm so excited, everyone. Honestly, this is going to be one of the biggest game changers to change people's lives. And this is going to be such an important pillar. So as you can see, routines, accountability, scalable mindset. This is what I'm talking about. Everything that we've primed you, everything that if you're in the community and that we've taught you, all the lessons, all the framework, the mindset, the consistency, the intentionality, all of these things have primed you till this point. Now you have to understand that not every single person is going to want to trade capital. Not every single person is ready. The whole community is not going to be ready to trade funding capital. Each one of you are at a different stage in your journey and you're working towards that. And some of you might even have capital of your own that you don't even need it. It really doesn't matter, right? But the most important thing, and one of the biggest points that people struggle with, is that that's all well and good and I can learn that, but I don't actually have the money to trade large capital. Well, we've got that covered now, so no excuses. This is going to be the year of scale, and I mean full scale. So for the patient, the focused, the committed, they will be rewarded. Mark my words, you're going to see so much success, and we will be documenting that every step of the way. So you'll see that. So we're going to include some series where you can get insights into their journey from essentially the ground all the way up to breaking through to 50K, 70K, 80K, low six figures, then breaking through to $250,000, $500,000, and all the way to seven figures, which is the road to seven figures. I can't wait because so many lives are going to change in this process. So we've done a lot of building work in the background for Falcon. We've got more to come as well. We have something super exciting coming on trading psychology, which this is aimed purely at psychology. This is not Falcon related, this is psychology related, right? Because psychology is psychology, especially when we look at the depths in the markets, and this is really important. So we worked very, very hard in 2020. We spent a good year on this alone on the psychology side of things, which we will be announcing dates for that very, very soon. Now, I know a lot of you reach out to us on a regular basis. Some of you might already have strategies that you're performing and you're doing well on. Great, awesome. But one of the biggest things that you struggle with is your psychology to be able to trade larger amounts. And that was the one thing that we wanted to cover deeply, which I can't wait for. But of course, firstly, that's going to come for the community, and then we will consider opening that up to the rest of you guys. But more importantly, what that's going to do is assist the layer of scale. So it's going to assist people to make sure their psychological issues are rooted out so they're ready to trade larger capital. Because you have to understand, the person that you become during that process is crucial. The person you are right now may not be the person that you become when you're trading $500,000. You know, you'll have to go through some breakthroughs, hurdles, processes, trials and tribulations, you know, inner voice, insecurities. You break through that and that's fine. We have the whole pathway and assistance laid out for you. But what I'm incredibly excited about is how many of those people push themselves, get themselves out of their comfort zone. You know, it's not a rush. You don't need to be trading seven figures in 1 year. Of course, I have a personal goal to help as many people as possible to get funded and stay funded, which is the most important thing as you grow, scale up and improve your life. One of my personal goals is to make sure that we get a minimum of 250 people funded in the community. Now, we'll see where we go with that goal. We may even exceed that and go beyond and beyond, but it's going to be a very, very exciting journey, that's for sure. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you got the notifications badge turned on as we do those series and giveaways, and so you're always in the loop, and we appreciate the support and making sure that you're subscribed to the channel. So this channel wouldn't be where it is without you, and we want to help as many of you as possible along this way, and using these series to act as inspiration and motivation for you. You're going to be getting more insights into where they were in their life, into how they are, going from jobs that they don't particularly like, going from places where they're not, you know, 100% happy and fulfilled, to completely breaking through, going full-time and changing their life. So to be able to document that and see that happen is going to be one of the most rewarding things that we have ever done on the channel. So stay tuned for that from an entertainment point of view, but more so inspiration to push you as well. You know, wherever you are in the world, think about demand more from yourself. This is the year of scale. This is the year of the Falcon. You can mark my words on that, but the year of scale, pushing yourself beyond belief. Now, I hope you've got your goals set that you would have done in the December period, getting everything in place and just making sure you're pushing forward. Now, remember, this is the January period. This is where all the momentum gets built. Remember, by January 15th, 15 days in, majority of people have already given up on their New Year's resolutions. Don't be that person. Be the person that pushes through, which is why you want to keep that momentum up. The first 30 days of the year are crucial to set the tone for the rest of the year. So guys and girls, I really appreciate you jumping into the channel, joining us. If this is one of the newer videos that you've watched the first time, welcome to the channel. We're excited to have you here. And the more you invest your time and energy into the channel invests back into you, which is the most important thing. So appreciate the love and support. Let us know in the comments your number one takeaway from this video and what you're most excited about for 2021. Be honest with me. What is the most exciting thing that you are looking forward to for 2021? I would absolutely love to know. Hope this brought a lot of value to you wherever you are in the world. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Take care, everyone.